So for you guys as leaders, what are you focused on, and what would you say to other team leads, people that are navigating and leading other agents and other team members? Like, what's the main thing right now?
For me, I mean, personally, we try to stay ahead of the curve. There's so much going on, in the marketplace. We have an election year, we have the NAR settlement, we have competitive, like lack of inventory, we have high prices, high interest rates. The good thing we have with our teams, we have a lot of opportunity, and we're able to coach them how to win those up, how to capitalize on those opportunities, right? How to be different from our competition, how to win our offers, over if there is a multiple offer situation. I think coaching and really just coming together as a true team and learning how to win, learning from others' failures and mistakes inside our own ecosystem is huge, right? Because then we can make that little micro switch and just keep evolving, over that. In a series of small wins, they add up over time, and our team is gaining momentum, from that. So we try to communicate a lot, every week, what's going on inside the business, what are you struggling with, how can we help, and we give that to the team as a whole to learn from, right? So the newer agents can not make those mistakes right off the bat, and bring us in and bring other senior agents into a deal session, if they need mentorship or help on an offer, whatever the case might be. Having that team dynamic and really leaning on each other has been our biggest, win to navigate all these things, and really just staying ahead. Like, we were practicing the NAR stuff 6 months, prior to it even coming to fruition. We already had the scripts dialed in. We already had BAA forms, ready to go. And we were doing that stuff prior to them. So it was just second nature for our team when it was actually mandated by the state to do that process, right? Like, there's other agents still in our market that aren't even doing it, which is kind of crazy.
Right. That's wild, isn't it?
But it's wild.
You said something there too, and I don't know, because it's something, I struggled with early on, and just maybe up until recently, but it's okay to ask for help. And I think that's where, a lot of people coming into organizations or even team, it's just maybe prideful. I don't know if it's an age thing, kind of, growing up, it's okay to ask for help. I always, like to, help. Asking for help is a superpower, right? Just because
I love asking for help. I mean, I just love it. I just texted Brett Sikora just now. We were trying to figure out something in a system, and I'm like, hey, what do you do? How do you do it? Like, just tell me what to do rather than me sitting here and pulling my hair out. But I think leaders and winners are very okay leaning into help and asking for it and being vulnerable. Like, I think that's just part of something we all share in common. Like, it's okay to not know. And that's something we onboard all our new agents. I don't know is a perfect response to a question. It is okay. You're not supposed to know. And that's okay. And I think, the more you can ask for help, the more you can grow.
Yeah. And I think being okay with, am I going to bother them? And that's not the case, because I think winners and leaders, they, really, they like, they look, like, heck yeah, I'll help you. You're asking for help. Absolutely. And so I think it's one of those things that can really help collapse time, and frustration. I think also being resourceful in a way, but as leaders, to be able to help people to be resourceful. What are you guys seeing, from a leadership side of things and people navigating and running organizations? I mean, you guys are plugged into some of the, the best, team leads and leaders on the planet. Is there anything that you're seeing that they're maybe not thinking about, or things that they maybe should be thinking about as we kind of, navigate here to the end of the year and into 25?
I think that, so I watch a lot of leadership and leaders, and I find that the leaders that stayed like very plugged into their people and what was happening and kind of like in the trench leaders, their businesses have exploded. And I feel like I watched a lot of leaders step out of the business during COVID when the market was so frothy, right? And we're all traveling and conferencing and, doing all these things around the country and sort of like neglecting a little bit our teams. I've seen those teams really struggle, right now. And I think it's so important as leaders, right? You try and scale out of all these parts of the business and leverage yourself, and you forget what you're actually good at, which is typically like attracting talent, attracting agents, and being the pillar of the business that they need to feel supported through a challenging market. And I mean, I've been preaching forever, right? Like, this market's going to change. We're going to go into a market where you're nurturing and following up, and you got to stay in front of your people. And for years, we've been practicing database integrity and reach out attempts and getting in front of people over and over and over through all these different dial nights and dial days and 6-week Monday mayhems. And so I think we've just been preparing our team.